think my answer to being prepared to any information warfare is not only to continue spread the truth about situation, the truth about Russia-Ukrainian war, what is happening on the ground, about war crimes, about the need to bring Russia to accountability, but it's also to continually grow the civic consciousness of the European societies and their willingness to grow their courage to address bigger existential threats that Russia right now represents for Europe. So I think it's a matter of bringing up not just media literacy of people, not just their general level of education and their responsibility before their own nation and before the European community, but also, their ability to want to address those issues, to participate actively. I see that Estonia and Finland are already doing that because you have so many activists in your civil society and you have a lot of people who already are supporting Ukraine in so many ways. I think this just needs to be, continued, hopefully. I think Ukraine is trying to communicate holistically. So many people in Ukraine, many organizations in the civil society in Ukraine are joining forces with the state authorities, with Ukrainian experts, to be able to tell Ukraine's story to the world. So there are multiple initiatives. Some of them are very much coordinated, some of them are a little bit more chaotic, but they all now are trying to communicate Ukraine's point of view eloquently, loudly, and through different media and channels. Ukraine in the recent 8 months has become much more active to communicate in the markets where we have not been present before. So before, in the last 8 years, I think Ukraine was really focused on the European markets. So we communicated a lot in Germany, France, the UK, obviously the United States, the European Union. But now we're also paying a lot of our focus and attention to the countries of Global South, in particularly African countries that are very much affected by Russia's aggression against Ukraine, but they need to understand who the villain is in that story. I believe that the war has actually contributed to Ukrainian communications professionals being much more closely integrated into the world professional communicators community. Not only I have been much more, I think, active and vocal in communicating with Provoke Media, with different professional associations. I'm honored to be co-chairing the Ukraine Communication Support Network, which is a joint joint task force of ICCO and PRCA. So I think we will be much more integrated into the professional communities worldwide. I think that will also, what that will bring to these communities, I think it's the level of maybe ethics, a level of courage that we feel is compelling right now. So for example, we feel that professional communicators can play much bigger role in companies taking more ethical, more moral stance on, for example, working with Russia. And I think this is something that we will advocate even after the war, because it will take years to bring Russia to accountability, for the tribunal to take place, for the reparations to be paid. And I think, professional communicators are going to be playing a big part in that. I'm very much convinced that Ukraine is now very much part of a global landscape of professional communicators. We will continue to contribute our knowledge and our experience in countering disinformation, also in helping the reputations of Ukrainian companies to stay resilient as they make their business resilient all throughout war and addressing the challenges of war. I think there will be some priceless lessons learned in that, and I think we will continue to be happy to share those lessons with everyone. I believe that that will continue, but I think first and foremost we all need to make sure that Ukraine wins, because I think it's a little bit prematurely to be talking about recovery or reconstruction when there are power outages in Kiev and Ukrainian cities, and people have to work with candlelight. So I think first and foremost we need to focus the energy and the knowledge of professional communicators worldwide